The Wendat spoke the language Iroquois. It is believed that the Wendat people are known to the French as the Huron. These group of people are related to the Huron and the Iroquois. The Wendat had to move by foot. The Wendat tribe lived between Lake Simcoe and Lake Huron, which is in Ontario. They also lived near the St. Lawrence River. Basically, the tribe lived in eastern Ontario. The climate which the Wendat lived in was hot summers, medium to heavy rainfalls, and cold, snowy, icy winters. The Wendat took their resources directly from the environment by hunting, fishing, and gathering. Deer was hunted in autumn for hide, fat, and meat. Food was stored in pottery. Herbs were used for healing people, medicine, and to flavor foods. Beads and shells were used to make jewelry. The Wendat men wore breech clothes and leggings. In winter, they would also wear deerskin tunics. Wendat women wore wraparound skirts with poncho-style blouses or deerskin dresses with removable sleeves. The Wendat wore moccasins on their feet. The Wendat made most of their clothing using deerskin. In hot weather, the men and kids would wear as less clothes. Fur robes would be worn in cold weather. All clothing would be decorated with paint or quilt work. The Wendat used bones, wood, and feathers to make weapons for hunting animals. The Wendat used snowshoes, toboggans, and sleighs in the winter for transportation. In the summer, they used canoes. The Wendat used wood, animal hide, and birch bark to build canoes. The Wendat would do embroidery, beadwork, and quill for work of art. They would use moose hair, porcupine quills, and birch bark for art supplies. The Wendat culture was well adapted to their surroundings. They connected with the environment to meet their needs. They believed that their connections with nature was important. They respected all living things. Their way of life helped maintain the balance of nature. The culture of the Wendat also deals with the needs for love, a sense of belonging, and the sense of identity. The Wendat beliefs center on living in harmony with nature. They believed everything in nature, including humans and spirits from the world we cannot see. Spirits were part of everything the Wendat did. There were ceremonies used when preparing for a hunt. The people's relationship with the Creator focused on being thankful for the gifts given. A sacred gift from the Creator was corn. The women did most of the farming. The men did the trading and would also clear the fields so they could start planting. Men also hunted and fished. The women would grind, dry, or roast corn into cornmeal. The roles for the men were to hunt, fish, fight, trade food, make tools and weapons, plant tobacco, harvest trees, and build longhouses and canoes. The roles for women were to do household tasks, plant crops, made skin and hair lotion, gather vegetables, berry, nuts. They tanned hides, made pottery, and owned the longhouses. The roles for boys were to watch the men and train with bow and arrows. The roles for girls were to play with dolls and cradle boards so that they can be successful in the future. And the roles of the elders were to be wisdom keepers, and they told stories with cultural lessons. The Wendat had 8 clans: wolf, deer, bear, beaver, turtle, hawk, porcupine, and snake. Concerns or recommendations with the clan mother, she guided the chief of the clan. There were 3 types of chiefs: hunting chief, civil chief, and war chiefs. Each chief had a different job and duty to fulfill.
Created using Powtoon.